Biome. Hello everybody, this is A Side of Tilt, episode 5. I'm Matt.
I am Anthony.
And I'm Raymond.
And today we're going to be talking about some more League of Legends Worlds to start it off. So I guess, so far, we're recording this on a Saturday night. We've seen the first 3 groups play. We haven't seen
sorry, real quick. I think we should. I think at the last episode we didn't recap the last play-in.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Which is Group D, which had Top Esports.
That's right.
FlyQuest.
FlyQuest for sure.
Unicorns of Love.
I can't remember the other team.
DRX.
DRX.
Was it DRX? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seemed that Top Esports just stomped the shit out of that group, but FlyQuest came in hot and picked up one game off him. So good job, NA. Yeah, good job.
FlyQuest. Shout out to you.
It's one good thing NA's done this entire world.
You guys got 3 wins that night. You guys went on a rampage. Shout out to you, but you didn't have. You were close. You needed someone to lose, and it didn't happen. And
honestly, FlyQuest did better in that group than I expected anyway. So I mean,
yeah, 3 for 3. I mean, it's way better than 0-6.
Yeah, the big blunder by the big 0-6
so
from
bad,
TSM.
man.
Yikes! Yeah. Oof,
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's very unfortunate that that's how it went down. But yeah, I mean, I watched some of the games, and I think the overall is pretty good. It was mainly just kind of Top Esports doing their thing and DRX doing their thing, and UOL was not pulling in their spicy clutches, so it was pretty much kind of how we all expected it to go down.
Yeah.
Outside of the FlyQuest being Top Esports, but
kind of wild, but Top Esports 5-1. I mean, you know.
Yep. So with that group ending on over the week, last week, wherever it was, we ended up with we're in the quarterfinals this week, which involves putting Fnatic versus Top Esports, and then JDG versus Suning, and then Gen G versus G2, and then DRX versus Damwon Gaming. And I think the first game that was played
was DRX and Damwon Gaming.
Okay, that was the first set, and so let's talk about that. It's all these games are best of 5s, by the way. No more best of 1 round robins. This series, Damwon Gaming is the number 1 seed from Korea. DRX is, I believe, the number 2 seed from Korea, and it turns out Damwon just stomped the shit out of DRX. It's 3-0.
It was just kind of a slow stomping throughout the games, like nothing crazy.
They pretty much just dominated.
Yeah,
it was I remember there was a part where first game, it was like, all right, Damwon Gaming have had 100% first towers every game, and including this game. Second game, I think that DRX got first blood and first tower, and then they're like, oh my god, they did it. And then you look up and you see that Damwon Gaming's still up in gold, and you're like, oh, it's because they're still just stomping on all the lanes and everything else. They just have their farm is just exponentially better. It was just kind of wild how seeing Damwon Gaming having way more objectives, and you're like, how are they fucking losing still? What? Yeah. And then they team fight and they just get stomped. So
it was one of those series that kind of just was. It wasn't super interesting because all the games kind of were very clear who was going to win those games, and then it was just a slow stomping and maybe some team fights here and there that were kind of close, but it just.
And then we had the fucking Fight Club City go down, JDG and Suning. Whoa.
Yep. The second night is JDG, which is the I would say number 2 seed from China and Suning, which is the number 3 seed from China. They end up playing each other. This one was definitely a little more spicier than the first night, which is the obviously the Chinese meta is different than the Korean meta. Chinese people they just want to fight people all the time.
They brawled, man.
Yeah, it was a lot more interesting than the first night. That's for sure. It was
a lot more fun to watch. I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
Ended up 3-1 in Suning's favor, which is I guess if you follow the LPL scene a little bit, it's kind of surprising mainly because JG ends up beating them in the regular season. They end up getting farther than them and through the playoffs, and so Suning's just seems to, I mean. They just ended up being better. They were brawling. It was endless fights. It was pretty cool. Definitely a lot better to watch than the first time before.
A lot more fun. It seemed like it was just a rodeo, though.
There was one game where they had a level 1 fight where GP got 2 kills.
Oh, we got the Sheen.
Started off
level
with
1 Sheen.
Yeah. And it was the top laner Zoom. Whose Volibear just wasn't having a good time, and I think that game was there was still some close fights, even though they were up ahead that early. But it kind of
I could not imagine going against a level 1 GPU Sheen.
That just sounds like a top lane nightmare. Honestly, that sounds terrible.
That just sounds terrible. But yeah, that's kind of how that went though. Is like crazy ass kills and random shit like that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it was overall very fun.
Yeah, typical Chinese team versus Chinese team. They're rolling it out. It was good. JEG. I just want to say something about JEG. They do. They're known in the Chinese region that they're like more like kind of a slower team than like Chinese teams in general. But they still fight. They do. The big thing we just saw last night's series, which is was a banger, which was Fnatic versus Top Esports. Super banger.
I'm super excited to talk about this one.
I cannot believe there was a fucking reverse sweep like that. I'm pumped too, man. This was a great 5 series.
Yeah, for context, it was a 3-2 in Top Esports' favor. Fnatic went up games 1 and 2, and then ended up getting a reverse sweep. Unfortunate if you're a European fan, but seeing Top Esports. It was actually, for me, kind of concerning that they lost the first 2 games. I was like, damn, is Fnatic really just going to stop them like this? And Fnatic was looking fucking good. And then going into game 3...
Reckless and, what's his face? What's that one support? Hillsang. They were just doing so good, man. Good.
Against Top Esports' bottom lane, which is Jackie Love and, I can't pronounce his name, but the other support from Chinese is good too. But Jackie Love is a world champion from like a couple years ago, like that, and they're like he's known to be a lane dominant AD, and just to see Reckless and Hillsang actually win
first 2 games, Jackie Love got no kills.
They crushed him. Yeah.
He was like 6-2 or some shit in 2 games. It was gnarly.
Fnatic definitely put in a lot of resources in order to like crush that lane, and the first 2 games it worked, but I think like the last couple of games they kind of caught on and they just couldn't kill Jackie Love. Like all of the resources went to it, and he would just live through all those fights.
You know what's funny is because yesterday we were like talking about who we think's going to be in the final like championship game, and I was like, I'm going Meme, Damwon Gaming, and Fnatic, and both of you were like, you're an idiot, whatever. And then I'm watching the games. I'm watching game 1, then game 2, and I'm like, bro, you know what sucks? I'm gonna bring up how I called Fnatic going into the championship, and it wasn't recorded, so no one's gonna say like believe me. Gonna be stupid. And then game 3 happens, and they got like wrecked. Like I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like they just was wow.
Yeah. So game 1 and 2, I found I feel like Fnatic outdrafted Top Esports pretty heavily because they were playing it's like hyper tank top lane within Ornn.
Lee Sin jungle.
And Top Esports had a Senna bot lane, which is not really a tank killer, and so I feel like just draft around that. In the first 2 games, Fnatic favored super heavily, and they also played really well. Game 3, I also think Fnatic extremely outdrafted Top Esports because they it was like a front Fnatic had a front to back team fight, and Top Esports didn't have like a dive or anything like that. They just had like stuff. I didn't really understand the comp that the Top Esports has in game 3. They were like Nidalee, Jace, and like some other wild shit. So I thought game 3 was in the bag for Fnatic. I thought it was gonna be a 3-0 sweep.
Game 3, the Vel'Koz game.
Game 3, yeah, that's right, and Vel'Koz.
Vel'Koz mid.
Yeah, and it was so weird to me that they ended up losing that game.
It was like, wild watching like Lee Sin get rift, go top, they dive, kill, get first tower, keep pushing, get second tower. He still has rift.
Still has rift.
So then he goes, ganks mid, summons rift, then they get mid tower. I was like, what is happening? It was the most utter stoppage I have seen in a very long time. It was gnarly. And then I was like, so in my thought process when I was like, oh shit, no one's gonna believe me, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. And then game 4 happened. Fnatic all game doing so good. I was like, never mind, we got it. It's all right. There's no way you're gonna get a reverse sweep. That's crazy. And you know what I realized was that they had game 4 in the bag, and Reckless and Hillsing made some questionable plays and got caught out. I think what they were saying the whole time in the game was that Reckless, whenever he went to Worlds, was never overly aggressive. He was very passive, and it never really served them too well, especially in this meta. And now this meta, he like was just crazy going aggressive, and it was working really well. I think what happened is that game 4 he went a little over the top. There were times they stuck out for way too long, and they're going for things for like you just very questionable acts, and that got them in game 4 big time because there was no reason for them to lose because everyone. The Naturals and everyone is like, oh, okay, it's just like game 1 and 2 again, and then it just fucking they lost a couple team fights, and then TS just came through and just shoved it in their face.
All it takes is 1 or 2 team fights.
5 happened, and it looked pretty good for the beginning, and then it just kind of went
competitive. It was competitive. Bubba was trying to carry from the top lane with he got a solo kill on Vlad in game 5, and he was trying to, but he just
it was competitive, and then that was it. It just got away from the man.
I do want to say in the first 2 games, I think you mentioned earlier, Jackalope got 0 kills, which is like insane. That he was so underperforming the first 2 games, and it's not something you expect from a world champion AD. But then in the 3 games to follow, games 3, 4, and 5, Jackalope actually just smurfed on people. It was kind of bonkers. Like either he just he flipped the switch or something, or maybe it says he was playing Senna in like the first 2 games, I believe, which he couldn't carry, and then he played Ezreal and started murdering.
I also think they were able to like get some of the pressure off of him too. I think they allowed him to kind of build a little bit because it wasn't a lot of like. It wasn't always like Reckless and Hillsing were just dominating the lane. I mean, they were doing very well. Don't get me wrong. But then they were timed with like these perfect ganks by who's their guy Self-Made on Fnatic, and the whole time they're talking about how like Self-Made is the guy, he's the man. So he, especially on his Kindred, was crushing it.
Yeah,
and,
Kindred was insane. He had some good Kindred.
Yeah, he had such good games. Like. That was the thing in their team fights. It was you'd always be like, oh man, they're losing, and then he'd drop his ulti, and then fucking like they'd bring it all back. He'll do this crazy moves, and they'd just be like 5 kills for 5-0, and you're like, whoa. And,
the Kindred play was definitely clutch.
Yeah, so I think they kind of were able to control him by the jungle for TES going Karsa. He was going more aggressive instead of more like passive, and I think that just kind of threw everything off. I mean, I'm not a fucking analyst, but that's just what looking back, it's what I noticed is that Karsa went to like Lee Sin champs, and that changed the whole dynamic because he was so aggressive and so strong. Yeah, I don't think what's his face could do like all that.
It gave him more agency to like do things instead of just like try to react. He was being proactive.
He was proactive, counter ganking, and he was just in the right spot at the right time. Yeah.
So
overall. Yeah, great series to watch.
Good series. But I feel so bad. Feels bad, man.
They played Singe top, so I haven't seen that in Worlds before.
Yeah, Singe top was
he actually did stuff.
Yeah, it was actually great.
Singe was a big thing because isn't there a Samsung White skin for Singe or something like that?
Sure.
Season 3 or some shit like that, a long time ago.
Yeah,
that's when it was Samsung White and Samsung Blue against each other in Worlds.
The same team until they banned sister teams.
Yeah, 2 sister teams. But
yeah. So
anyway, great series. Like I said, 3-2 in Top Esports' favor. Anything else you guys want to say about that series?
Man, I hope we get more series like that.
Yeah, I hope all the remaining series are like that.
That was really fun to watch. So
the last series tonight is going to be.
Genji G2.
Genji G2. There you go.
The last hope for Western
A Western team. I have Gen.G. I have G2 going to the finals against Damwon. Just wait, that's not even possible.
Wait, that's not possible.
I have G2. I have G2 advancing, at least in this stage.
On this side of the bracket, yeah.
On this side of the bracket, yes.
Yeah, Gen.G is the third seed from Korea, and G2 is the number 1 seed from Europe. And for prediction wise, I also have G2 probably taking this in like 3-1 fashion, mainly because I think G2 just like randomly pops off, and I think it's just what they do. They just show up on stage and they just shit on people for a random reason. Even though they didn't look that great in during Europe, but they still ended up winning the summer split. Even though they had a terrible like regular season, but they ended up going to playoffs and they beat everyone, and they're the number 1 seed from Europe. I just think G2 has some weird like switch where they just like turn it on and they just stomp people. That's what I'm expecting.
G2 is weird. It's like they don't like try, but when they do try, they have like such a very high like skill potential. Like their ceiling, like when Caps is popping off, it's just crazy.
Yeah, when everyone's like popping off on that team, it's like first of all, it's just chaos in the games because there's so many kills and just so many plays. But then at the same time, it's just like how do you match this?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be I'm running a D&D game tomorrow, but I'm definitely watching that. I might have it up top. Might have my second screen. Like, what are you looking at? Like, nothing. You roll dice, bitches.
So moving on from this week's play-ins, after this week's group stages or quarterfinals. After tonight, when the winner of Gen.G versus G2 plays Damwon Gaming next week, and then so that means Suning and Top Esports are also playing next week. And
so
I guess we'll give updates about that later.
You guys have any predictions on who's advancing from the Suning Top Esports game?
I'm gonna have to say, Top Esports looked so bad those first 2 games, but they were 5-1, and then they did really good. That third game was gnarly, and that 5th game was really good. If they play like that third game, though, they're gonna be Damwon. That was crazy. And like I said, like Tran said, Fnatic had a good draft and everything, and it was nuts, man. So honestly, after seeing that game, I'm gonna give it to Top Esports.
I would say the same. Top Esports is actually my favorite to win the tournament. So
yeah. I think if they can get Jack Love on a good carry, I think they got it.
Yeah, for sure. We won't. I don't think we should do a prediction about the Damwon game versus Gen, or because we don't know the winner or the other opponent yet.
Well, I'll do a prediction. Damwon Gaming.
Oh, so you think it's okay? So
it's just Damwon all the way, regardless of who wins the Gen.G.
They're so smooth, man. They remind me a lot.
Next week, if it's Damwon versus Gen.G, I'm taking Damwon. If it's Damwon versus G2, I'm still sticking G2.
I'll take G2. I'll take G2 over the Damwon Gaming.
You guys
I gotta vote for a European team because I have no NA teams to vote for.
That was Fnatic for me, and I was man.
So close, Matt. You were so close, dude.
Right.
Oh God.
Cool.
If I gotta bet money on, that would have really sucked. Been like, no.
You'd have been really heartbroken and broke.
Yeah.
At the same time, yeah.
I would have taken that bet.
Oh man. All right. So any other things on Worlds? No.
No, I think what's obviously we'll talk about it after semifinals next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, and then Worlds is so I think I know this is a while away, but October 31st, I'm actually going to a wedding. That's perfect because that's actually Worlds. So we should record on a Sunday, the 1st, so that we could talk about Worlds right after the game. That would make sense.
That would make sense.
It's at like 3 a.m.
Well,
that.
No, that's why we would do it on Sunday because it's on Saturday at 3 a.m.
Oh, it's on a Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, October 31st. So we can talk it on Sunday and give all our facts.
Assuming something random doesn't come up, I'm down. Whatever.
Yeah, well, my kitchen remodel, man. Anyways.
Assuming Matt doesn't call me again.
Again.
What we got going on next? What's our next topic?
Keep it up with the right stuff I have on here that we want to talk about the Runeterra expansion. Probably how you feel about it. And
stuff like that. So I have Soraka, Shyvana, and Tom Kitch have come out. Shyvana's a good, and a couple other cards too. Shyvana's a good one because now it kind of more helps solidifies the dragon archetype. Tom Kinch is a very cool one for the Shadow Isles or whatever I think it is. So he's pretty cool. So what he can do is he can like swallow a card and he's like the restrained card I think. So anyways, he can do that to 3 cards. If they don't need levels, he obliterates them. So he totally destroys them. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, so like he swallows the cards. Wait, he swallows the cards so they can't do anything, and then eventually he just ends up just.
If he levels up while he's like holding them, then yeah, he gets to obliterate them, which like he like erases them away from the game.
What's the quest to level them up?
Do it 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But you can do allies too. You can swallow allies, I believe.
Is there any benefit to doing that other than leveling them up?
Yeah, it could help just level you up, I guess. Let's see. Tom. And then they have Soraka who heals, and that's super nice because, I mean, it's very nice to have a heal. So she'll like, as soon as she like gets next to someone, she heals them up, and that's not the card.
Which works in synergy with that one land, right?
It works, yes. And so that's what I've been playing. I've been playing a Tom Kinch Soraka deck, and you can watch, I think Mogwai has a big showcase on it, and so does Bruised by God on YouTube. But it's very fun. It's tough to learn how to use Tom Kinch properly. That's what I'm still kind of getting used to. But it is so much fun when you just heal for 22 and then you just win the game. It's just like because it's not exactly once you hit 22. It's when you hit end turn and at the beginning of the turn, then it does it. So it's just so like annoying because you're like, there's nothing he can do now. I won unless.
So you control the shit out of him, basically.
Yeah, you just play some cards.
Sits there and takes
an asshole, take a dump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun though. I'm definitely about it. And then also. So yeah, basically those decks kind of come out, so people are kind of messing around with that. So it's gonna be cool to see what decks like. I always follow like Mogwai or Control a lot for the decks, and it's cool to see what they come up with, fun things they do. And I'm actually trying to get back into it again because I was always getting into Diamond every season, except for this season I did not play at all. I only got to Gold, so I want to
right rank.
Huh? Yeah, I'm rank.
You sure you were in the right rank?
No. That was one time. And that's true. Priestess and I only got the platinum because I only played for I think a week or whatever. That's when I was like going ham. Thought I was really popping off, but I wasn't. I was not.
Okay, so still early in the expansion. As the expansion gets a little older and people learn how to play with cards, you'll probably see some crazy YouTube videos and some wild shit happening.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's the goal. So I'm really pumped about it. It's gonna be really cool. It just adds more variety. The landscape cards is a great idea, and really so is everything else about it. It's going to be fun.
That's kind of a trip. They're kind of added like a whole new mechanic already.
Yeah.
In the game, like kind of still new. I mean, I would consider it. Yeah, it's aged kind of new, and they ended up adding a whole new.
And now they're actually starting to do competitions. They're going to add that kind of stuff in now. So I think and it's cool because now that I'm the landscapes new cards aren't like super OP, so it's like everyone's played them. Because when I was playing a bunch of games today, watching the Alabama Georgia game, and I was seeing a way big variety of decks, and it was cool not to see just one deck dominating. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely your S tier decks that a lot of people play, but I was seeing a bunch of random decks, and it was cool to go up against a bunch of different ones and always being like, oh great, it's fucking Trundle Leona deck or whatever. You're just like ugh. So it was cool. It was fun. Lost a lot though.
No,
that's not surprising.
It's good they're keeping it fresh. Just kind of adding.
You gotta keep card games fresh.
Intro.
We back. My bad, guys.
Sorry for the technical difficulties from our leader Matt here.
No, I am not the leader. All right, let's keep on going.
Okay, so we just talked about Runeterra expansions. Matt's having a good time for it. It's still kind of young expansion, waiting for some cooler stuff to develop, but there's always some cool things happening.
Yeah, you guys should, Tranny, you're a big Hearthstone guy. You should try to hop on and try it out now.
I don't want to make you feel bad and put you in the dirt, so don't worry about it.
Damn, 1v1 him, 1v1 him.
Okay.
See him in Rust.
So moving on. I think we maybe talk about our Phasmophobia experience from last week, or from
we played a little bit last night too.
Earlier in the week, yeah. It was it's fucking spooky. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bitch. But
I definitely enjoy the game. I could never play it by myself because
Yep.
I personally love scary things, but I'm also terrified at most things. So it's like a love-hate relationship between scary stuff. But I don't know, playing it and like going around, we had no idea what we were doing. To be honest, we were just running around getting attacked
I
by
watched
demons.
some really good people play, and we're bad. We don't know.
Yeah, we're bad.
I mean, that's
But
not surprising between
it's
like,
fun.
you know, fucking getting scared shitless and like trying to figure out what the fuck a ghost
I
is
will say
saying.
the first time we played, man, like I was getting scared.
I was-
thought our group was so funny because it was always like we'd like hear something like everyone leave, everyone leave, everyone leave, and we all just like slowly like crawling out of the house. And then I'll say my favorite memory. I'll always remember this. I think it was so funny. It was when I think Tran, you died. And then it's just me and Tashib died. And it's just me and Ray. And the ghost locks the front door. And we cannot get out. And I'm like,
Yep.
And so I'm like, Ray, we have to go through the house to the backyard. And I see Ray's character turn around and go, nope, and try to open the front door.
That shit.
It wasn't that far. It was, like you could see like the other side of the house with the flashlight, and I was like, nope,
Nope.
no, I can't do it. I'm just gonna shake this door.
Let me out right now.
It was so funny, man. I was dying laughing. I laughed so much that game. We played again last night. I tried to do a little bit like more into it, but it's still hard, man. Like we set up like the journal, like nothing was getting written into it. I was like, I think we gotta piss the guy off. We didn't know his name, so we had to go back to the car. Got his name. But he did finally. We got a written journal. We drew a pentagram in the journal.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
shit.
then
Okay.
I knew at that moment we were fucked.
Yeah.
I picked it up, and then shit started happening.
So I realized that you can't just go in, leave shit and leave. You have to like rile them up a little bit because I had the black light and there were no fingerprints for the longest time. And I was like, there's no fingerprints, guys. We go back in the house third time, there's fucking handprints everywhere. And I was like, what? So that
after
was
we called his name.
Yeah, after we called his name, we started getting handprints, and then we went to the we found a Ouija board in the garage, and we're doing that. And I don't the Ouija
He
board
didn't
never
say anything,
spelled
the lights just went off.
But the lights
They started
just went
flickering.
out, and I was already
On and off.
and I was dead at that point already. The lights went out, and then I'm like standing there, and I just see this ghost of a big like machete run up and kill Nico.
Yep.
So then it was just Ray, and then Ray ran out, and we guessed the ghost right this time.
Damn, you guys guessed the
Got it
ghost
right.
right.
Yeah, we got it right. I wasn't going back in that house.
We got what we get? We got ghost writing and we got ghost
Fingerprints.
fingerprints. So if those two, we were able to figure out exactly what the ghost was because we found out that the mission wanted us to use salt scrub or whatever to like relieve the presence.
Smudge sticks.
Yeah, smudge sticks, which we didn't bring. But anyways, still figured it out. So it was cool to actually finally figure out for once, and I'm excited to like do other ones now. It's fun. It's a lot of adrenaline, and I don't want to be so scared because when you're like just being serious, you're like, okay, I'm gonna look at this thing. It's not like that. Like it's just like really poorly animated stuff. But when you're like playing and like getting into it, it's like, oh god, it's fun, man.
Yeah, it's definitely. I feel like more fun if you're like, you know, if you're into it and like, you know, if you're like kind of like,
Yeah, don't be
if you're willing to be scared. You're not trying to be like a butthole and like ruin the party.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah. You gotta have one. Yeah, you
don't
gotta have
be
fun
that
with
guy.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, don't be that guy.
it's fun.
We missed you last night, Tran. We needed the
Fucking
fourth.
scared. Bro, I'll play with you guys, but I'm not gonna lie, being scared is not my thing, dude.
It's not my thing either, and I'll be honest, like, you know, I'm a grown man, and when I turned that game off to go to bed, I was like, fuck, I gotta go downstairs and turn the alarm on, and I need water, it's dark, shit.
Yeah.
I got plastic wrapped all over my furniture right now, so my house already looks creepy, and I'm like,
Already spooky and shit? Oh, no.
man. So, yeah, that was great.
It's not a good time if you live alone or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
But the game, yeah. If you're listening to this, the game is suggested if you got like maybe a small group of people to play with. How do you guys think like 3 to 4 people, or are you guys okay with 2 people? What do you guys?
I think 2 could be fun. You just gotta, but I think 4 like is like
a full stack.
Full-
yeah.
Full
Yeah.
is better. I'm
Yeah,
a little
full is
less
for sure
scared.
better.
Yeah.
Listen, when both of them died last night, I was terrified. I was in the garage
Alone.
by myself. I could hear him.
And he kept trying to go out the front door, and finally the door unlocked, and he got out. It was fun though. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's a lot of fun, and like you're always like nervous because the ghost shows up. Like I'm gonna get a camera and you like take a picture of it, and
he popped up in front of a doorway, and I just started yelling, and I was yelling at Matt to just take a picture. I was like, take a picture, take a picture. We got it.
We got it.
We got it. Yeah.
And then we went to another room. We started saying his name, and then he killed me.
Yep.
Which is he was a tough ghost because he like closes the only way out of the house.
Yeah.
Like there was no way out of the house, and I found a bunch of keys, and I was like, "There's nothing to do." Like,
nope.
What the fuck? So it was tough, man. And it's like meant for one person, and it was like ranked easy. So I was like, I don't know.
I don't know what kind of person doing this shit.
I don't know what's going on, man.
What kind of psychopath plays scary?
Yeah,
games
what
like
guy
this?
who's going in alone, putting in a book, being like, Jack Brown, leaving, coming back, being like, all right, Pentagram, let me go do the Ouija board alone.
Yeah, in this garage.
Hey,
the end of the garage.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. So, but yeah, I highly recommend for anyone to play that game. You just see a nice, fun group of 4.
Yep. It's like $14 on Steam or something like that, or something like that. $14 make some good memories, get scared shitless, whatever it is.
Yeah, and if that's expensive for you, then you can get a job, fucking broke ass.
Whoa, don't be hating on all these broke people in the struggle right now. You don't know what these people have been through, Matt.
We sided tilt.
We said yikes. Okay. All right. So
you're a side of loans, bro.
Oh man, don't talk about my loans. It's so bad.
Yikes.
So many. So crazy. I remember I was looking on my loan stuff at work, and then someone was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Oh, that's not my bank account." They're like, "I know." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." Shit, it's so bad. It's so many negatives.
I'm in the red forever.
Oh yeah, hard red forever, bro.
It's not even red anymore.
Yeah, it's like its own color.
It's like a burgundy.
Yeah, only depressed people can see that color.
Yikes. Yeah. Yikes. Okay. You guys have anything more to say about Phasmophobia?
No.
No.
It's a fun game though.
Okay. Okay. So moving on. I guess this kind of Matt and I here. We ended up playing Baldur's Gate last week with a couple other friends. Ray wasn't a part of it, but I'm sure he's gonna maybe get some.
I
questions.
watched.
Yeah. Just we didn't get super far. Maybe just initial impressions about it. You got anything, Matt?
It seems fun. I play D&D almost every single weekend, and it's cool how you have like the roles. It has like the very good like bonus action rules, pretty standard. There's a couple of things that are obviously for the game itself to speed it up a little bit. Like I think you can use a potion as a bonus action, so it's your whole action, which is nice.
Real quick, did you play the older Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2?
I played Baldur's Gate 1, I believe. It is for men.
Different.
It's
right?
tough. Real tough.
Well, so I remember playing Baldur's Gate 2 at least, and then this one it's a different style of game than Baldur's Gate 3. So Baldur's Gate 3 kind of if anyone is listening, it's basically Divinity Original Sin 2, but like in a different universe, basically what it is.
But
it's in the Baldur's Gate universe.
Yeah, the original like game like this though is pretty much Baldur's Gate though. I mean that's what set all that kind of stuff off, and I think that Divinity Original Sin 2 was just like a newer form of that, and then Baldur's Gate came in and was like, yeah, we like that. It's and then maybe it's because I don't know if they took Divinity's ideas, but I think it's now the technology's here, and Baldur's Gate can also follow suit. So either way, though, super fun. The story seems to be pretty cool. A lot of people have already beaten the early access, apparently, so they're fucking...
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me at all.
Me neither, but they're nerding out hard, and they're just... I'm still trying to beat Squadrons. I'm almost there, man. I
want to ask, did you guys... It seemed like you guys were kind of struggling with the combat system to start, with like the whole movement and like... taking your turn and all your rotations and stuff. Do you guys like enjoy it, or like how do you guys feel about the battle system in it?
I think it's good.
Yeah, so for me, I played Divinity Original Sin 2. I beat the game and I clocked in about 100 hours in my first playthrough. And so the combat system, I'm already used to it. Maybe we had a little we kind of tripped over ourselves because of some of the height and like
a couple different things that you don't know until you play, and then I think we also hopped into a harder part of the game than we were supposed to get into. We were fighting some pretty.
We were just
we're like I'm like the tank, and I got like pretty much two shot, and I was like,
we were just roaming around. We accidentally walked into a combat that was probably not intended.
I think I'm playing this game too much like an open world. I need to be like, all right, the green or the orange like gold dot is over there. Let's go that way. Let's not run into these fucking. Right? We actually ended up winning that fight. It was pretty tough, but and then we walked into a glitch. That was cool.
Yeah, there's some bugs in it.
And then we decided to kill some villagers because we were like, fuck it, and we wanted to loot them, and we didn't get anything good off them.
Yeah, it was actually a really terrible decision. Yeah.
Okay.
We started killing the guards and shit. It was fun.
I'm kind of excited just to kind of play the game with a group and kind of get through the story and kind of just like make our own like, the whole point of the game is like make your own decisions and like you can do basically whatever you want.
Pretty much.
So just
that's why we just killed like a village basically. It was fun.
Yeah. Exactly. So
we need to get together to play.
It is a slower paced game, and I understand that it's like not for everyone, but if you can like settle down and like get into the game, it's. Really
I think
fun.
it's either fun with like a full group or by yourself. I think you play with one other person because I tried doing Divinity Original Sin with one other person. I was like, it wasn't that much fun.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I did when I played Divinity Sin. It was with a group before.
I think a group before is fun because you have a bunch of like your friends just kind of dicking around.
Yeah.
So.
Early access right now. I'm excited for it to be fully released. It was cool, and if you like Divinity Original Sin 2,
it's a tongue twister. Man. It's tough.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. Very good. All right, so you guys want to talk about Amnesia Rebirth, the game that brought PewDiePie to 110 YouTube subscribers.
Oh man.
Right. So Amnesia: The Dark Descent does the first one. If you listen to this, it's like kind of like older, like one of the original scary games that PewDiePie played. That kind of like made his YouTube videos basically blow. I've seen PewDiePie's playthrough of Amnesia: Dark Descent like I don't know, at least probably like 10 times. I watched it over and over because the game was really cool. Especially I don't like playing scary games. I already said this earlier, but I like watching other people play scary games.
Yeah, I like watching other people play scary games.
Much better experience for everyone.
Yeah, and so I think the sequel to that, there's been like some DLCs and like some like side story missions to the original one, but this I think is like the full like sequel to that one. And so I'm kind of excited just to, like I said, I won't play it, but I will watch other people play it. I'm excited to watch other people play the game.
So that game is a little bit more too much for me. That seems a lot going on. I remember watching that game being like, I could not play this game. This was a little way too gnarly.
One jump scare, I turn the game off.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like I can't even play Resident Evil. That's how I'm a scaredy cat I am. Like when I play that game, I forgot which was it, Resident Evil 3 or 4, when the chainsaw guy comes. I'm like, no, I'm scared.
I don't know about you guys, but I start sweating when I get scared. Yeah. And so I can't just sweat through an entire game. Like my palms are sweaty right now just thinking about it. Yeah, so that's just like playing a game, sweaty all day.
Yeah, those fucking there's like such a realism to it. Like just a guy running at you with a chainsaw. It was like it's too scary for me. I'm like I don't shoot the guy. I just turn my system off. I'm like, we're done.
Yeah. I think the tactic with that game is because like some other scary games, I think like like Dead Space or like some other games like that, you can like fight the scary thing that coming after you. You can like fight it. In Amnesia, you don't fight it.
You die. You have to run.
So the whole point is to run and hide and stuff like that. So I think the way they like have that dynamic in the game is like why it's like kind of more scary, kind of very entertaining to watch.
Because you're not role playing with some like space badass that murders.
Exactly, you're like actually just another normal person.
You're just me. Yeah, you're just me.
Just a guy who happens to be in some crazy tome of demons and zombies, and you're like, what the fuck? So I'm excited to watch. I'm gonna watch PewDiePie play that probably. So
I'll watch somebody else.
Yeah, I watched somebody else. I'm excited for it. It's cool. It'll be like
you guys don't like PewDiePie?
I mean, I like PewDiePie. I don't know if he actually like does that kind of stuff anymore. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just watched him play Phasmophobia the other day.
Does he? I know he. I know he streams and stuff. He'll probably end up playing the game. I mean, he has to, right? It's beer based. Like,
it's what made him.
If he doesn't, then he's a scum.
Just ruining it for everyone else.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's getting a sponsorship to fucking stream the game when it first comes out.
That man does not need a sponsorship. He's probably got so much money. PewDiePie, for listening, help pay my student loans off.
Help all of us.
Please like and subscribe to our podcast.
Talk about it on your YouTube. Give us a little boost. All right. Watch Dogs, Tran.
Tran, that's all you.
So yeah, I'm particularly Watch Dogs Legion is the third installment of the Watch Dogs series. If you guys don't know what the Watch Dogs series is, it's mainly you take the role of like most of the games are revolved around like hacking, like technology based, like kind of like cool like tech stuff to get things done, whether it to be like infiltrate a building or like stop something or whatever it is. It's usually like a lot of tech based and like you're like a hacker basically in every game. And so this game comes out on the 29th. Which is like very soon here, and I'm excited for it mainly just because I kind of like that stuff. It's like techie and it's like your GTA, and you can like hack stoplights, hack doors, and like you gotta do certain things to solve puzzles and whatnot. And in this game, I was watching a trailer of it. Is you can actually recruit different people from like your town, but like you not just like a specific. They're not all hackers, right? So you can recruit like construction workers, which lets you into like building sites, or you can like recruit special agents, which lets you into like high security stuff and like that. Or you can recruit like a hitman who can actually just go in and kill everyone and stuff like that. And you play as each person. And so I think that's kind of cool, as in like you can do a bunch of different things. And I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2, and I'm just really excited for this game.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, sounds you want to be a hacker, dude?
Sounds promising. Cool.
Just a little blurb about it. It's coming out soon. If you guys like that kind of stuff, yeah.
Call me hacker, man. Let's do it.
Anonymous. Is this Anonymous 2.0?
Yeah. I mean, actually, in Watch Dogs 2, you're basically part of a group that's basically anonymous.
You trolling Twitter accounts. Got it.
Yeah, that's the whole game. You're just trolling.
QA on 3.
Okay, so moving on from that.
I watched.
So
Mulan.
Next up, we've all decided to watch Mulan, just because I think we all loved Mulan as kids, growing up. And so the live action just came out a couple weeks ago.
I will say real quick, before anyone asks, I was not interested in watching this movie before someone forced me to watch it, but I did.
So anyways, we all paid $30 to watch this movie
Ray?
on Disney Plus.
What a dumb idea, Ray.
Me. First of all, I just want to say I hated this movie the first time I watched it, and then I hated it even more the second time I watched it. So, I just didn't think it was a good movie. I didn't think it did Mulan any justice. I hate that they took out Mushu.
Mushu was kind of sad.
I didn't like
cool songs.
The only redeeming part for that movie for me was Donnie Yen and Jet Li being in it, and they didn't even have like really big parts. And
wait, who? Okay, so I know you told me Jet Li was in it. But which one was Jet Li's character?
He was the Emperor.
Was he the Emperor? And I just missed it.
Maybe, he was the Emperor, the Emperor of China, and then Donnie Yen was like the general.
I recognize Donnie Yen. I was looking for Jet Li the entire movie. I just never saw him. Maybe I just didn't recognize him.
That's my opinion. I don't know what you guys thought of the movie. You guys have any thoughts on that movie?
My first thought of the movie was that if you're coming from like you've seen the original Mulan, which was like the animated film, and then you come and watch the movie, you're definitely not gonna like it. I think if we took this movie and just like separated it and just like didn't have any relationship to the old Mulan, it was like okay, I still would watch it again, but it was like whatever.
So so I feel I walked into being like I'm gonna be very open minded. I already know Mushu's not it. I know there's no songs, and I know they're trying to go for their own kind of twist, but calling it a remake. I don't know, or a live action. I guess it's not really a remake, so they did live action. For me, when you say I'm doing live action Mulan, I think they're gonna do the same thing if they did it with like Lion King or Aladdin or all the other ones. So the fact they took a different direction is strange, but I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna try to be as open minded as possible. So we're watching it, and I'm gonna say the beginning was fine. They added like a sister, they added like Chi into it, and I was okay, whatever, I can get on board. And I thought overall, for a while, it was pretty good. And then my wife was even saying, I don't know why people say this is so bad. So the witch thing, that was kind of where it was a little strange for me. And then what really just like took a 180 for me that made me be like, this is this is why it's bad, was when Mulan her shows that she's a woman. So in the cartoon movie, she got injured in battle, and that is how everyone found out what was going on. And that it was like kind of believable. In this one, she was like fighting the witch, and then she's not being truthful enough because of the virtues, and then she's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be true. But then she got beat up anyway, so that didn't make any sense. So that just wasn't very believable to me. It made no sense. So anyways, that all happens, and then it felt very rushed after that. It was like that happened, and bam, 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 we gotta finish this movie.
All of a sudden, they're in like
so now they're like now they're in the city. They're doing this. She meets up with them. And whatever, all this shit happens. They do the same thing to Mulan. They go to save the emperor because the Genghis Khan or whatever is gonna go and attack the city. And then she meets up with the witch again, and then she's like helps her. I was like, wait a minute, like they built this like weird relationship in like 5 minutes. It was like
it's like the smallest amount of convincing.
Like,
she's like, help me, and then all of a sudden the witch just like turns, and you're like, what?
So for me, and then another thing I understand too is this witch is so powerful. If she was gonna help Mulan and do all this stuff and like fly into a falcon and like take the arrow, like if you're that strong, why don't you just kill him? What? Like that made no sense to me. Like if she's so strong, she could like crush him and Mulan, because it seemed like that's how it was.
The arrow.
Yeah.
Do anything other than just take the arrow.
Die. What? Let Mulan die. I don't know. It made no sense. It just became very, and I hate when I say unbelievable like in a fictional movie, but I feel like I'm involved in the character's story in that world, and in that world and in that time with those characters, it didn't make sense. That's what I mean when I say it's not believable, because obviously it's not a real movie, but it just seemed very strange that this person. If they were going to have that person do that, they needed way more development for her to 180 like that. They should have shown in the beginning that she was kind of like, and maybe she was being more used to being like, because it made it seem like she was like almost orchestrating this kind of shit almost, you know?
Yeah.
So it just, so overall, would I watch it again? No. What would I give it as a grade? I would say as a remake. If they're going to call it a live action movie, I'm gonna give it like a solid like D-. Pretty bad. As an open-minded individual who's like, I'll watch this movie. I've never heard of Mulan. I would give it like a C+. So I would not watch it again.
Give me my fucking $30.
Listen. I dislike that movie so much. I almost put it with the Dragon Ball Z live action movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Can I? I'm just gonna go on a very long. I just want to go in on this movie. All right, Tran. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. But listen here. So the first time I watched this movie, right? I watched it because one of my friends wanted me to watch it with her. Right. I didn't watch the trailer for anything, so I didn't know that they like took out like Mushu and it wasn't singing. So when I first watched it, I was like, "What the hell is this, man? This is not Mulan. Where is my dragon? Where are my songs?" Okay. And then, like, they took out some of the main characters. Like, the main love interest was, like, the general, right? But then they took that out and made it, like,
another soldier
into, like, the funny guy and the love interest, kind of.
Well, they made the love interest to another soldier.
Yeah.
And they made Cricket, the actual Cricket, into a soldier, too.
Yeah.
That was his name, was Cricket. Because I remember them being like, oh, the Cricket's going to be in the movie. I was like reading a blog on it or something like that, and then I was like, oh, that's Cricket? That's a guy. That's not Cricket.
Wait, that's not a Cricket.
I think I just like named one of the other soldier dudes Mushu. Like, there's Mushu. It's like, no, fuck you, Disney.
So then I watched it again. And I was like, okay, let me like not like watch this and like try to compare it to Mulan, but like watch it as like like an action movie, because I think that's what they were gonna go for.
It's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but shittier.
It was like the action was like really shitty.
Wasn't that great?
Like you have Donnie Yen and fucking Jet Li, and I've seen like the worst fight scene. She does the same move fucking 4 times where she just throws the weapon in the air and then kicks it. She does it like 4 times in the movie, and that's like all she fucking does. I don't know, man. I don't know what you were going for. Like, you tried to do an action movie, but, like, it was a shitty action movie. And you didn't commit hard enough. And then you took out all the good parts of the original Mulan movie. So what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Like I said, if you look at it outside of the Mulan perspective, I give it like kind of like a whatever. Like I said, I wouldn't watch it ever again. But
No, not watching the movie again.
yeah,
no. So this brings. Do you want to finish off real quick, Sean? Or?
I'm not. I think you're about to do what I was going to do and talk about live actions in general.
Ooh, so I kind of was, but I was also going to go to something else a little bit. Same thing. Disney apparently is going to stop putting their movies into movie theaters. That's a rumor I've heard, and they're going to stick to this streaming movies onto their thing. And I just want to say this: if you're going to make shit like that and charge me $30, go fuck yourself, Disney. That's gnarly.
I'm gonna pay $30. At least give me the good popcorn and like the surround sound.
And I will say that I will say that $30 when you're already paying a monthly fee, that's like whatever.
It's actually kind of wild. Right?
It was kind of wild, bro. Now if they were to say like $15, I would have been like, I would
a normal movie price.
I'd be like sure, because your movie is never that much in the first place. Tickets are never $30. The movie, I buy popcorn at the movie theater. The 15's for you, Disney, and then the other like 30 on the food and shit. That's just for like the cinema. So they stay in business because they don't really
the full experience.
They don't make money. Like the movie theaters don't make money off like having the movies. They get money off you buying popcorn and water and candy and shit. That's where they get all their money. So I'm not paying $30 so I can eat my own fucking food I made. All right.
No.
Yeah. When I was flipping through Disney Plus and I was like, okay, we're watching Mulan. I looked at Mulan like $30. I was like, $30 fucking dollars? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're tripping.
I'm about to make a Disney Plus with 30 of my friends, and we could all contribute $1 to watch your fucking movie.
So I will say this: Disney, you fucking pull that shit again. I'm gonna buy the movie. I'm gonna have one. We're all gonna split it, and I'm gonna fucking just pop it on Discord video. Share my screen.
That might be illegal. Don't do that to me.
I don't give a shit. Fuck you,
Anyways, Disney, please
don't do that.
So
don't do it to us.
Not
so
30.
moving on from the absurd price point and all that stuff. I want to talk about live action in general. And do you guys? So there's already been a few, as in Lion King and Aladdin, and obviously this one. Is there another one? Another live action Disney movie?
Beauty and the Beast.
They're going to do Beauty and the Beast. They're going to do. They're going to do Little Mermaid. That's like confirmed. Little Mermaid.
Are we talking about just Disney live actions or just live actions in general?
Live action. Well, because like live action remakes outside of Disney have been like
Cats.
Pretty bad.
Well, like we have live action remakes of like animes, and I watched like the Rurouni Kenshin ones.
A lot of those are terrible.
And some of them, they're actually pretty good.
I haven't seen a really good. I haven't had a good experience.
I wouldn't say really good, but
here's the thing. For me, I was like, I think the first one was Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin. I think it was Beauty and the Beast. And
Beauty and the Beast was first. Yeah,
it was very good. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed that movie.
I was like, this is Beauty and the Beast. It was great. Aladdin came out. I was like,
wait. So Beauty and the Beast was like, it had the songs and the singing. It was basically just.
It was
animated.
Obviously not the exact same, but it was very good. It was very similar, and it was a good movie and whatever.
They should have done that with Mulan.
Same thing with Lion King, and I think Aladdin was.
So Aladdin was very good too, very similar. I really enjoyed it. There's some things that were different, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Lion King was pretty good too. I think they went too much. This is very little, but I think they went too much for the realism in Lion King. Like they just looked like they were just lions.
I like that actually.
I thought it was cool, but some guy did a rendition where they still look like lions, but still had those like characteristics of their characters in the actual cartoon movie. I was like, okay, I like this too, but that's very little. That's just me like, that would have been cool if they did that. Very nitpicky, but I overall really liked it. Then they came out with this hunk of junk Mulan, and it's just like, I don't know if I want live actions no more.
Yeah, don't do that to me again, man.
I don't know if I want live actions no more. You go do this to Little Mermaid? Go fuck up Little Mermaid.
I watch Disney movie for the fucking singing and the happiness and shit, alright? I don't watch Disney for a full-out action movie.
Remake Fantasia with no music. Like, fucking works, man. So, I don't know what they were thinking. I think they wanted to go like off on a different direction. And, nah. Stop doing that. The script's already there. It's your script, actually, Disney. You already made it. Just fucking do it again. You know what I mean? Don't be the guy who, like, does a DBZ live action. He's like, I've actually never seen the TV show.
And we
or
won't...
does a live action of Aragon the book and butchers it. Live action of Avatar: The Last Airbender, butchers it. Like, don't be that guy. It's already there. All of your fans just want to see it made like the cartoon with human beings. Don't fuck it up, okay? It's super easy. If it's a book, just like, God, so bad.
I feel like they have a very easy formula for easy money right now, and they kind of
fucked
it up with Mulan. If they actually just did Mulan like the original anime, I'm sure people love the original movie.
It's
one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a great.
Make the dragon a lizard or some shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
they have this crazy looking phoenix. Like, I'd rather have the dragon. The fuck?
Yeah, this random phoenix flying. I'm like, alright, man.
Give me Eddie Murphy back, dude. What's going on here? Come on.
I don't even care about Eddie Murphy.
Make Eddie Murphy play all the characters. I don't care. Just
it could have been a Tyler Perry movie. As long as he's had the singing and shit, it would have been down. God damn it. So
I think my opinion on live actions in general is I think they're gonna be generally like, other than like outside of like the Disney movies, I think they're gonna be pretty subpar. But after like my first experience with Dragon Ball Z, I don't have very high expectations. You know, like I just want them to like give me something exciting and like, I don't know.
Well, they're going to
similar to the show.
Yeah, they're doing live action again on Avatar: Last Airbender. And they're doing it again. They're trying it again. The people who created Avatar: Last Airbender left. They're not working with the live action anymore.
Oh,
creative differences. Who the fuck is disagreeing with the people who made the show? Like, oh my god!
Like he shouldn't be bald. He should have hair. Be like, no, he's bald in the show.
And so they were like, we're good, we're leaving. And I'm like, oh my god.
That's a bad sign.
The only thing I can see is if the guy who's doing it was like, I want to make it exactly like what you did. And the guy and the creator's like, no. I thought about it, I want to switch some shit up. That's the only thing I can see creative differences. Other than that, the director's just an ass. Like, just do what the guy says. You're throwing money away. You're gonna make so much money if you just make it like the show. You're gonna make $1 bajillion. Just make it like the show. But no, you gotta show the world. You could do I'm like Steven Spielberg, but you're not, and you're just a loser. And you're gonna fuck
Michael Bay trying to do a fucking Steven Spielberg film.
Chill.
Okay.
So it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna watch it, but it's gonna be bad. Not for $30 though.
Yeah. So live actions have had not a very good track record, and outside some of the Disney ones, they're really bad.
And honestly, Disney was like really top notch. This really brought them down, like bad.
It's the
S tier, like a B- right now.
Yeah, they had us in the first round, but damn, not the second one, bro. Nice try, Disney. That was a bad one to charge for $30. They should have been like $5. And you get a free month subscription. That's how bad this movie is. Just watch it, please. We're sorry.
Yeah. So if you listen to this and you're involved in like the live action remakes, please do better or something. I don't know, man. Help.
Stop changing the entire script.
You don't do that.
So okay. So moving on from the live action. We got our little rant out. I think we're gonna talk about the Sony announcement this week, Sony backlash this week, because apparently some players getting updates for the system ended up seeing something that I don't think Sony wanted people to see, which was they're going to record you without your permission, basically. You just want to talk about that?
Yeah. So I read somewhere that it wasn't all players. It was like players being like reported or something.
Yeah. So
I record the moderators' conversations with players and some shit like that.
Yeah, I ended up linking an article to you guys like that day, and Sony's like, I don't know, maybe they're trying to catch up and like stop the backlash or whatever it is, but they ended up releasing some stuff about it and saying that like it's mainly they're only recording the last 5 minutes of your conversation, and your recording isn't going anywhere unless you send it, which is like, and they're mainly using it for toxic lobbies. Like if you're in a lobby and you're getting someone's flamed the shit out of you, you can send it to Sony and like.
Listen, man, I'm gonna say this. I think Sony should just never said anything, because here's the deal: if y'all don't think these companies don't record you anyways, I'm sorry. You don't think it's weird that like you're talking with your friend, be like, "Oh man, I would like a bidet. I'm thinking about getting a bidet," and then you're like scrolling through Facebook at night and you got a fucking ad for a bidet. I'm gonna say this: they listening, man. All right, this is what it is. I saw that, and I was kind of like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't, whatever. But I just think they should never have told anyone. Because
I think
that was stupid. Yeah, that was just dumb. Like I don't care that you're listening to me. I already know everything's being wiretapped. This is probably being wiretapped at the FBI. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. It's just government's gonna do what it's gonna do. They already found out the whole Edward Snowden thing. They're like, we agree that it was unlawful for all of those phone conversations to be recorded and given away and like sold and shit like that. It was unlawful. Guess what? It's probably happening still. Verizon and AT&T, I think it was AT&T actually signed a contract, was like, our bad. Like, no one's going to jail. Like, this whole like Sony thing, whatever. You guys are silly. But I will agree with Tran. I don't know why the fuck they would just tell people that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they fucked up and they accidentally released it when they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I think there's laws that you have to tell people they're being recorded, though.
Nah, it's Japan. They don't gotta do that.
This is America, bro.
Yeah, but like, whatever.
America does
it. America outright does it. Like they got caught out. They're like, yeah, we do it. Anyways,
they don't ask for permission. They ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on? Obviously, this is probably to like prevent toxicity and verbal abuse within like the gaming communities. What do you think about like all of that and? If this is the correct approach about it.
Nah, I think the issue is people like to talk shit, and sometimes this is going to be like... I can see it going both ways. I can see it being like, okay, these guys just talking shit, whatever, we don't care, next one. Or like, nope, this guy said you're shit, and they ban everyone. Like, no, we're friends. Like, what? Like, I can see it going like way too overboard if they actually do ban people based off like your conversations. Because we're grouped up, like, we talk so much shit when we play League together. Like, imagine, like, Riot, like, listen to our Discord chat while we did that. And they're like, no, you guys can't play League anymore. Which would be nice. Because, help our brains.
Help me out with my addiction.
Yeah, we'd be a lot happier people. But imagine shit we talk. I mean, he'd be dumb. They'd be like, you guys can never play.
So, like I said, they're not, like, actively listening. Well, apparently that's what they said. They're not actively listening to. So they're only going to ban you if you get reported, and they send the clip of you like flaming the shit.
Flaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like, I don't know. There's like definitely a line when you're like going too far with like flaming someone, like telling people like kill themselves and stuff. But trash talk in its own.
Lawrence.
I like that. I mean, that's what makes lobbies entertaining and what makes it like fun. I think in a way, like makes it a little more competitive. And
I think that's why the recordings are there. So like if you're reporting someone and say like, okay, so like I'm flaming you, it's okay. There's two different flames here. There's a friendly flame, which is like you're fucking trash. The really not good flame is like go fucking kill yourself kind of flame. Okay, and so like
don't tell people to kill themselves. That's not cool.
Yeah, don't do that.
Lawrence.
Okay. So if you
that
report
man does,
for,
all he does.
So if you report someone for calling you trash, and then they, whoever is like handling,
and they look at the game and you're 0-6, they're probably gonna mess you up. It's trash.
They're not gonna ban the other guy, right?
Yeah.
And so like I don't know. It's like it's kind of weird. I also think it might be like kind of somehow abused because you get a 5-minute recording, but you only send like a clip, which is like you select a time, and then it's like they take 10 seconds before and seconds after that time.
Yeah.
And so you could send a very specific clip of you maybe flaming that person before, and then them flaming you back, and then you getting them banned, because they don't hear what you started it, or something like that.
But 5 minutes is quite a while. You're a long.
Well, they don't send the whole 5-minute clip. That's what I'm saying. Okay. They only send like a little section.
Yeah.
That you choose when you report someone.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that. I just hope they don't ban the 12-year-old telling me he's gonna fuck my mom, because that's classic.
Well, don't report them, bro. What do you mean?
I report people. All right, this is what I report people for when the game before it starts especially now in League of Legends, it's like you get your role picked. You pick those 2 roles. Sometimes you gotta fill. It sucks. Just fill. And they're like, I picked mid, man. It's like, well, you got top. I can't top. I'm like, what do you mean you can't fucking top? Like, I can't top, so I'm going mid. And then they just pick mid. And then you're like, let's not do this, bro. And they're like, no, fuck you. And that guy reported all fucking day. Fuck that guy. I report the people that, like, super int feed. But other than that, that's it. I don't care about anyone else.
Well, no one's told you to kill yourself yet.
Lawrence does all the time.
Yeah, but he's not in your ranked games. Okay, it's different.
No. He's not my ranked game.
You also know Lawrence.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. People tell me shit all the time. I slash mute all, baby. That's the creme de la creme.
Slash mute all. Yeah,
it's nice.
Okay, so quick note. Sony doing recording things. They're saying it's not actively, whatever. They're doing it for toxicity purposes. Kind of bad that they released it, and the community kind of gave them a lot of backlash for it. I don't know if this is just them trying to handle it. We're gonna move on from there. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So next thing to talk about maybe is the Spider-Man 3 movie this week. I got a couple announcements from them. Was that saying that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are coming back in this movie?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. I really liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I did not like him in Spider-Man 3. That movie was bad. But the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire was really good. I liked that one a lot. And 2 was decent. Amazing Spider-Man. I thought the first one was cool. I just thought the second one kind of fell off. And then, I don't know. I'm really glad Tom Holland is such a perfect Spider-Man, because when they said they were going to remake it again, I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man no more. I'm so tired of these. I'm so tired of seeing his origin story. But they actually did very well, and they made Aunt May fucking a piece. So that's cool too.
Okay. We also have Jamie Foxx reprising his role as Electro.
Yeah.
Right.
So
was that an Amazing Spider-Man, the second one, right? Or the first one?
I think it was the
first one.
I don't actually remember.
I don't remember how good he was. Was he good?
I don't actually remember either.
So,
but I think
he can't be worse than Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze. How about you, Freeze?
Classic Batman movie.
Yeah, that's a classic, bro.
I love it. I love it. When you watch it, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger. I hope it's cold outside.
Yeah,
Freeze. Dude. Oh my god, it's so bad.
You don't hire Arnold for his acting abilities like that, all right? You hire him for his buffness and his one-liners, all right?
So good though. I loved it. All right.
So going back to the Spider-Man 3 movie.
sorry.
I think the main point is it's kind of like, I think bringing back Toby and Andrew for this, it's like the whole Spider-Verse thing. I think because they're coming back as Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the rumor.
I think it's just I want to say that it's just kind of like a shout out and kind of just a cameo special thing. Not they're not. I don't expect them to have super major roles.
If they're playing big roles in it, man,
it's gonna be kind of. I think if they've been big roles, that's weird. It's just a special
I read somewhere the rumor was that they were gonna be introduced kind of just to help.
Take a piss real quick.
Spider-Man beat all of Hello.
What
No,
anyway,
keep talking.
Okay.
They're introduced because I think they're gonna be multiple villains, so I think they were introduced to help beat all of the villains. So I don't think they're gonna have a major role throughout the whole movie, but kind of towards the climax that they'll be there.
They'll drop in, yeah.
They'll just drop in.
Did you see anything about them having Miles? Miles Morales?
I didn't see any rumors on Miles, but that would be cool to see him.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have him. Maybe he's they already made a Spider-Verse movie with revolving around Miles, so it kind of makes sense that he'd be there. But at the same time, I don't know how the whole Spider-Verse thing is gonna fit in with the whole Marvel thing and the Avengers being there. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be wild. I don't know what they're gonna do. It might be really cool. It might be.
I think it'd be really cool. Well, I think that introduces everyone to the multiple parallel universes and the different Spider-Mans and how there's different universes with all the different heroes and they're all doing different things. So I think that might be interesting if they kind of brought that into the Marvel cinematic universe.
If they do this correctly, it might be really huge, and it could be just an insane amount of movies that like come off this and like have like little side movies and stuff like that. It might be kind of a trip. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it could go. It's either gonna go really well or be really messy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they bring in the other Spider-Man is not like super major roles, and opposed to the kind of they're just kind of like supporting characters, like maybe towards the end or something, like Ray said.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, Tobey Maguire. He's 50 now, but look, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, kind of just like shout outs from like the old Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. It'd be interesting, but I mean, be kind of cool. See 3 Spider-Man swinging around. I don't know.
I hope they do like that scene where it's like the meme and they're all just like pointing at each other and they're just like,
oh, no, they should do that. When
they like just come out of nowhere and they land next to each other and they're just like,
yeah, I like that. Yes,
that would be hilarious.
Actually,
they need to capitalize on that meme.
Oh, bro, that would be perfect. Perfect.
But we need to have like the Tobey Maguire from like Spider-Man 3 when he's all emo and stuff.
Yeah, that's good, man.
I would like that.
That's my life. Yo, I think we just
if you're listening, you're part of that movie. You need to make that happen. It needs to happen.
We just figured out our intro. I think.
Actually, would be good.
I think we just figured out our intro. But we gotta have in the background, having top esports sweeping in the background.
Oh my
god!
God.
That reverse sweep. Gotta have that. All right, sorry. What do we got next?
So moving on.
We gotta talk about Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead. It's you.
Okay. So, because we're gonna wait on wasting money next, right? Later, like that was like a backup thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really want to talk about this because I know we've been recording for.
I think we were supposed to talk about this last week, but we ended up
not skipping over it. Yeah, we ran out.
So, everyone knows Amazon is making a Lord of the Rings TV series. Very pumped up about it. Even though I'm a huge Star Wars fan, I really, really like Lord of the Rings. I read the books. I've watched all the movies and all the Hobbit movies. I mean, the original trilogy of Lord of the Rings, amazing. Anyways, so I want to talk about last week because that's when all the memes are coming off and they're hilarious. But anyways, Amazon apparently released a statement saying that there might be potential nude scenes in the store or the show, and people are pretty up in arms about that. And part of me was kind of like, well, I know that a lot of for me personally, like when I was watching Game of Thrones, anytime all those sex scenes and the nude scenes happened that were like lasting a really long time, I kind of just toned out because it just really took away from like the actual like the shit I liked in the story, like the fighting and like the shady shit happening and the character development. So for me, I really hope they don't go extravagant like that because I don't give a shit. I don't care if two people have sex in a show. It means nothing to me. I think what they need to do is they're going to do it is just be like, oh, character development, they're about to bang, and okay, black screen, we go to the next thing going on. And maybe you see like a tit real quick and that's it. Like if that's what they're going for, fine. That's whatever. That's how it goes. It's, it's going to be a Lord of the Rings, probably a pretty dark like show because that's the world. So that's okay. But if they start getting like really like nudie,
Game of Thrones,
Game of Thrones like with the nude, and Game of Thrones like that was the books, so I'm okay with that. That's how the books were written, and that's fine. But if Lord of the Rings goes that route, I mean J.R. Tolkien did not have that shit in his books, so I'm gonna be like, that's weird. Still watch it. Hopefully it's good, but it just seems like a weird thing to announce. Like I mean, I don't know if they're trying to grab a younger audience, being like, hey, we got tits. I don't know what they're trying to do by even announcing that. It seemed kind of strange. Maybe they just did it because it hasn't been talked about in a while and they want to bring it back up again. But definitely a strange topic. It was very negative feedback about it too. So
yeah, maybe they were just looking for feedback. Maybe like they just put it out there to see if people would like want this or people would fight back, and like maybe they cut it out because they have so much negative feedback.
Maybe
is it a lot of negative feedback, or is that majority of the feedback?
I didn't see really anything good about it. Everyone was like very like, don't taint Lord of the Rings with this. It was funny ass memes about it. I was laughing a lot.
I would say what you said earlier is like I feel like sex scenes like I understand like how some sex scenes like fit into like the storyline kind of
it develops a character like see two people
but
love each other.
But like elongated sex scenes is like I get it, bro. They're having sex, they love each other. Like
I don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, bro. Just
trust me. If I want to watch two people have sex, I'm not going to watch Lord of the Rings for that.
Yeah, like.
But there's an actual storyline, a good one though.
Dude, I'm watching it for the storyline, man. The elves and the orcs are fighting.
Pizza guy, you know.
Yo, she could not afford that pizza, man.
No,
she got triple meat, and that's what she got. All right, sorry.
Okay.
I'm reporting.
I'm
sorry. But yes, I think that's just kind of silly. So we'll see what happens. I hope. Like I said, if it's straight for character development, that kind of thing, totally down. But if you're gonna go access, like try to like just get the weirdos that is like that's the only way they see tits is by Lord of the Rings. You know, everyone has the internet now. Weird.
I'm sure you could go Google Lord of the Rings in one of your special sites
and find. Don't they have like a Lord of the Rings porno too? Don't they? Like Lord of the G Strings, I think it is. Isn't that?
I'm sure.
That's
an
oldie. That's an oldie, man.
About everything.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that in Blockbuster when I was a kid. Like that's there. That's a real thing. So yeah. I mean, go watch that, you nerds. So, what we got next?
Let's see.
You know, I know Ray wanted to talk about Walking Dead a lot.
Yeah, since we're talking about shows, let's talk about that.
So, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead, and I think they announced the 11th season as the final season, and I think the second half of the 10th season is going on right now. So there's a total of about 30 episodes left, and then they just released a new show, The Walking Dead. It's based on like a commune. I forgot what it was called.
Wait, The Walking Dead.
The World Beyond.
Okay, The World
Beyond. And
Beyond.
it kind of explores. I think it just follows like a bunch of teenagers that live in that same time frame.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of want to talk about how the series has gone. I personally, I've watched up to season 9, and I enjoyed it. I think up to probably around season 7, season 8.
I stopped at
and then
5, man.
If you're listening and you don't already know and you want to watch Walking Dead, spoilers.
There's a bunch of spoilers here. There's a bunch of spoilers. You know, they killed off Andrea early on, and Andrea was actually a big part of the graphic novel. If you didn't know, she was part of like, she made it a really long time, and she was the love interest of Rick Grimes for a while. But they killed her off, and then they killed Carl. Fucking Carl Grimes, who, if you don't know, at the end of the book, he's kind of the main character after Rick dies. Sorry, spoilers.
What?
He dies in the book, in the novel.
And that's really interesting. So I didn't read the graphic novel.
Yeah.
I didn't read the graphic novel, so that's like I didn't know Carl survives the entire thing basically.
Yeah, no, right? he makes it, and he's kind of like he marries one of the other children characters from the graphic novel. Well, I mean, and he's kind of like that old guy who's been through so much shit. He just lives on like the edge of town and like doesn't really want to be bothered and shit. And it kind of follows him towards the end. You know, just kind of seeing how it goes.
Did they solve the zombie crisis in the graphic novel?
Huh?
Did they solve it? Like the zombie crisis?
So this is how it ends. Okay, it like they have their the last like main antagonist. Spoiler. Antagonist. Okay. They essentially stumble across this community of about 50,000 people, and they get invited to join this community, and they're kind of sketch about it because it seems too perfect. Rick goes over, and they have like this hierarchy system where you're essentially doing the job you did before the zombie, and you're treated that way. So like you live in a nice house if you're a doctor or a lawyer, but if you had like a trash job or like a trash man or you know some of those lower jobs, you live in like a small house with other people. Rick didn't really like it. Dwight, who's kind of Rick's sideman, Dwight was one of the guy who betrayed Negan's group. He ends up not liking the leader of that community. Rick eventually kind of overthrows that community, that leader, and ends up getting murdered by that leader's kid who's a spoiled brat and was upset that his mom was taken out of power. And Rick gets murdered in his bed by this fucking kid.
Oh, you
and then
goes out like that?
Yeah, he goes out like that. And then essentially they kind of build that community up and everything kind of settles out once that kid is like captured. And then it flash forwards to like 15 years in the future, and they've kind of like settled down. Zombies are actually a rarity. So one of like the things is like Maggie's kid, Glenn's kid. He's kind of like this weirdo. He actually captures a zombie, and he kind of parades it around for all the kids to see. And then it gets loose, and
Yikes.
Carl has to kill it. And then it like pans to like Eugene, who's building the railroad west to like connect other civilizations, and that's kind of how it ends.
Okay.
I just real quick, I wanted to talk about how the TV show killed off Carl so like kind of early, I guess, in the series, and I feel like that would have been why wouldn't they just follow the suit of the comics and keep him alive until later?
They dragged this fucking show on, man.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, they really okay. I understand dragging it, and but why not keep Carl alive to have a good ending?
I think people stopped wanting to do. I think the actors were over it too.
Years.
No. I remember the actor for Carl. He didn't know he was getting axed until he was reading the script. So he was
really?
Chill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was chill with being on the guys. They just axed him off.
I think he was I don't think he had a very large fan base. I don't think the community liked him as actor per se.
I mean, maybe, but for the story, for the sake of the story, right? To have like a good like conclusion.
Yeah, that's
not what shows are like
anymore. So that's the thing. That's why I stopped watching it. It just seemed like it was like really good at first, and then it was like, then it became this cycle of like make a civilization, it fails, horror zombie comes. People die, shit, crazy bullshit internally happens. Okay, find another civilization, crazy internal shit, zombie horde. Okay, some people die. Okay, crazy internal shit, not a zombie horde, but now it's like mean people. But then it was like, it's not like the same kind of thing. And I stopped at the episode where Negan kills, who is the Asian guy that everyone... Glenn, yes. When he died, I was like, all right, well, that's the only guy I liked anymore, so I don't care. I like Dwight, but...
Season 5?
Yeah, so I kind of... Yeah, so end of Season 5 is when I was like, I just can't anymore. I just don't care anymore. It just became way too much. And now I'm like, bro, there's a Season 11? It went double than what I've watched since then. It was just... seems crazy to me, man. So that's why it is like they dragged that shit on. You cannot have shows go on for 11 years unless it's like Simpsons or South Park or some shit. Like it's just not doable.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the series. So I've seen up until when like Rick is gone. I don't think he's actually like dead.
That was end of Season 9 or
something like that. Yeah, he's not confirmed dead. Like people might think he'd be dead, but I didn't watch afterwards. I don't know what happens. But I mean, so that's the last thing I think I remember of. What I really enjoyed was pretty much, I think it's like probably like Season 6 or something like that. With when the season before they overtake Negan, the season before they stop Negan, whichever one that is. I can't remember.
7. I think it's 7, but
I think I pretty much enjoyed it up until then, and then it started becoming like it's like kind of like over the place, and like the drama wasn't doing it for me anymore, and like the zombies like action stuff wasn't doing it for me anymore. It was like,
yeah, I felt the same, and it just I don't know. I got attachment to like all those characters that we had in the beginning. You know, like that main core, and it's slowly just we started losing those characters, and now it's I think they're having a spin-off of Daryl and what's her name, the old crazy lady, the white hair, Carol. They're kind of like the main focus of the group now. I think Michonne actually isn't even on this season. She like left to get weapons off some beach or some shit.
Never came back.
She's like, she never came. She got weapons for the Whispers and like hasn't come back. So I don't know. So it's like I don't have like that attachment to those characters because that's like what it was about in the beginning. Was like that small group going around fucking murdering people. biting people's necks and murdering zombies,
the whole thing just fell apart, man.
They killed off so many people from like the original group like so fast.
Yeah, and I mean that's what happened in the graphic novel. They still had some mainstays in the graphic novel, and I don't know. I just didn't like the way they've progressed the storyline, the direction they went.
So like as a TV show, it's kind of weird because like you have the original group and people like that are watching the show like attached to that group, right? But then like if you follow the graph, no, you gotta kill them, and then that means you gotta introduce more characters, right? And then now you have to try to get people to love these characters as much as they did the original characters.
Can't.
Yeah.
Can't.
That's
So.
yeah.
I just want to speak. I love zombie movies and zombie stuff, so it is kind of sad knowing that it is, coming to an end. But I think it is about time.
I think it's a long overdue, honestly. So.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Cool.
That show sucks, man.
Shout out to The Walking Dead for bringing us our first zombie TV show.
Yeah,
it was super hype.
Yeah.
True. I remember us, getting together on Sundays and watching the shows.
It was lit. When it first came out, man, that show was lit.
It was intense. Good. While people were very excited.
I liked that. That was good. But died down.
Also, to say another thing, since we're talking about shows, that it was announced that Dexter is actually coming back. Kind of weird, I think. I think it's kind of weird that they just want to revive it.
I remember when I watched the season finale of Dexter. I've seen all the. I know it's based off of a book too, but I saw all the episodes every season. The last season itself was just pretty bad. That last episode was terrible, and they kept this happened like 10 years ago. So if you haven't seen this yet, I'm sorry, guys.
That's me.
But they leave Dexter alive. He doesn't die, and he becomes like some lumberjack. And the rumor was that Showtime doesn't want to kill off Dexter because they may want to do something in the future with him. And I was like, really? That's so lame. Like, who gives a shit? Well, lo and behold, 2020,
here we are.
They reveal Dexter's coming back for 10 episodes, and a lot of people are going to jump back on it because there's this big, like, I don't know, just like big hype train for just bringing up old shit again, Like, that's just what it is. It's like they can't make new movies anymore.
Let it
it's
be
all
what it
remakes, all like sequels to shit that happened a decade ago. It's like no one has any new ideas apparently. There's all easy money shit now. So
make everything live action.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably not gonna watch it. I
know you're gonna watch it.
I'm actually probably not.
I will watch it casually. I'm not gonna wait.
Unless my wife wants me to watch it, I'm not gonna watch that show, man. I'd rather do way more things than watch 10 episodes of some rehashed Dexter show so that they can make more money. Yeah,
pay $30 to watch another shitty Disney movie.
Yeah, well, that was your idea, man. So
that was fucking your idea, you asshole.
Okay.
Sound kind of sus.
Nah. What we got going on? What else we got? How long have we been recording? Oh shit.
Hour 30.
An hour 30. Yeah.
Oh, that's not
Cut
bad.
this out.
Do we want?
Okay. No, okay. Let's move on. We'll save some other stuff for next week because I know we're going to cut on time. But we definitely have to talk about at least this week in traditional sports, the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
We got to
check
cap it off.
VOD. Check the VOD. Lakers in 6. Lakers in 6.
Yeah, that's right. So 2020 season ends. Lakers are your champions. LeBron's 4th title.
LeBron's 4th ring.
LeBron's 4th title against probably the weakest team he's ever played. 5th seed fucking Miami Heat with two rookies and a sophomore on the team. I know it's a championship, but I don't know how hard you work to earn that. I'm not gonna lie.
Lakers are. I mean, they were stacked. I am not surprised that they won.
Yeah, I know. Neither am I.
No one. They would have been surprised if they lost.
Definitely would have been surprised if they lost for sure.
Yeah.
So just wanted to mention that because
to see how next year goes for them.
Oh, they're not Warriors, baby. They're not making us Warriors.
So I know I remember talking to Jaren a bit ago. And he's the most insane Lakers fan.
I had to mute him that day they won. By the way,
Jaren, I love you, but you're wild.
Yeah, he was going nuts.
So I remember talking to him. He says he feels even if the Lakers won this season that there's gonna be like an asterisk on because it's the COVID season, and it's like.
So I was listening to a sportsy podcast, and they said the opposite. That people are going to say that, but they said, I guess players are saying this season was harder than others because it was not the rest thing. Well, everyone had rest, but they said that like it really just kind of took you out of the zone. Apparently, I don't know. This is what I heard. I have no idea. I think getting LeBron James 3 months of rest was the mistake, and that's why they crushed it. But I also think they said everyone else had rest, and I think the issue is that like some people like didn't keep working out, some people didn't keep playing, so it made it like tougher. I don't know. It was an argument for the other side of it apparently.
Well, I mean, like so, like for athletes, it's like I think big part of being an athlete is having the crowd with you, right? And so I think not having a crowd with you.
There's no home field advantage kind of stuff. Yeah,
but it's like you're still playing competitively, but I just can't help think that like it has some type of effect not having a crowd.
Yeah, but it affects like it works both for both.
Yeah,
teams,
yeah,
right?
it affects people different ways, right? So like I don't know. It's like just a factor that maybe affected. Maybe it was in LeBron's favor. Maybe LeBron didn't care about the fans. I don't know.
Yeah, there's an asterisk, but I think at the end of the day, ring's a ring, and they got it.
Ring is a ring, yeah.
Yeah, I mean everyone played, right? So
everyone had a break. Everyone. The thing is that everyone had the same amount of circumstances. So
yeah,
I don't know if it makes it easier or harder because everyone had the rest. Everyone had the 3 months. Everyone had to deal with the COVID shit. So I think it's all is what it is.
I don't know. LeBron James is 35, so I think giving him rest is more it's more proportional. It's like when you're younger you don't need as much rest, so getting that much rest doesn't benefit you as much as being 35 and getting 3 months off, right? Because
and they actually say it's in the NFL that's why there's so many injuries is because they had that big break because they weren't allowed to practice and shit like that. You can't go to that high impact apparently like out of nowhere. You can't be doing shit and then go and play football and then not get injured, especially when you're going against freaks of nature like those guys. So apparently, I just heard that too. I really don't know.
Dak Prescott's ankle wasn't ready.
Oh yikes!
he didn't take enough hits. I'm so sorry, man.
I'm sorry for all you Cowboy fans out there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope he recovers quick. I'm sorry to meme on that injury.
I love Dak. He's amazing, but unfortunate.
All right,
you got anything else to say about that?
Well, I think we got sports covered.
Cool.
You guys are assholes, man. You just
that was a traditional sports segment.
No, you gotta bring up Dak's ankle. You could have left that shit alone, man. You can talk
about injuries.
Talk about the undefeated Steelers, or that the Browns are actually doing still pretty decent, or the Raiders beat the Chiefs. No, talk about Dak. That's fucked up, man.
Listen,
that's a big injury, dude.
Yeah, it's huge. Dude's not playing the rest of the year. It's Andy Dalton now.
Yikes. Okay.
I mean, he took the shitty ass Bengals to the playoffs multiple times. It's not terrible to have him. There's worse.
There is worse.
There is worse.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wait. Le'Veon Bell going to the Chiefs now.
Oh my god, that team is stacked, dude.
Oh my god, I remember talking
Who let that happen, man?
The Jets let him go, and I was like, oh my god, dude. He got a big payout, and then he moves on to a stacked team.
I think Le'Veon Bell is going to not be great for the Chiefs. I think he is a bad locker room player.
I think so too.
So I think what's going to happen, and this is why I talking to people today, he's going to do well, and then he's going to want the ball more. He's going to be annoying as fuck. He's going to be paid more. And he's going to be jibber down in the locker room. And I was going to be like, bro, go fuck yourself. And there's going to be internal conflict. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Le'Veon Bell is like a T.O. or an Antonio Brown in this moment. He's going to fucking destroy the organization or try to.
Oh, didn't they say that about their safety, Tyranu? I can't say his name. It's their free safety. They had a lot of issues about like his concerns about like his personality and like his record and all that stuff. And he turned out to be like a really solid player for them. I forgot his name.
No. I'm
for
sure
the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I just
Well, we'll see. Maybe it'd be different because maybe he actually thinks he has a good chance of winning stuff now. So maybe he'll participate more or be a better teammate.
I think that guy's a little weasel. I mean, you could.
Well, I mean that's the thing. Like with like players, like
you could break me in half.
How hard are you gonna try if like you don't think your team's gonna make it?
Yeah, but I mean, like you were in the fucking Steelers.
Yeah.
Like you were in one of the best teams ever in the NFL. Like they are always a very strong powerhouse in the NFL, and you left them for the Jets because you want to get paid more. You could have just shut your mouth, played some games, and gotten sponsored and made more money than you could ever dreamed of. You don't like you were gonna be. You could have been the face of the Steelers, and you decided to fuck all. So that's just so disappointing and stupid.
Well, I'm not saying it's a good decision. You know.
Now he has his bag though. He got $27 million from the Jets. So
yeah.
Yep.
So
maybe now that he has his
basically
money, now
he went to the Jets, took their money, fucked that organization even more. They're never gonna go anywhere. They have no money now. They have a quarterback whose last name's Darn. So it's just fucked, dude. Those poor Jets.
What's wrong with the last name Darn, bro?
Like, oh darn! Threw another interception. Oh darn! I lost again. I saw a meme where it shows it's like the one where Squidward's looking out of his house and seeing Patrick and SpongeBob having fun. And it's like when all your players are leaving, but you're still stuck on the Jets. And it shows Le'Veon Bell and someone else, and it just shows Squidward as Andy Dalton sitting there watching them. You're just like, oh god, that's probably how he feels. He's like, get me out of here, bro.
No, dude.
Or not Andy Dalton, but Sam Darnold. Yeah, it's sad.
Poor Jets, man.
That's just
well, we'll see. I don't know. He could. I don't know. He might do work on the Chiefs.
Yeah, he might have a personality change or something.
I'm saying 2 games gonna be good, and he's gonna be a dickhead. That's what I'm going with. That's how I feel.
Cool. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. So I think. Do you guys want to hit the other subjects, or I mean, I know we've been recording for a long time here, so.
I think we're good.
36.
I mean, we could talk about. Trailers for Blood of Zeus and Invincible. They're like adult anime kind of things. When I say adult, I don't mean like weird XXX.
Not hentai stuff.
Yeah,
all right,
don't
it's just anime.
Guys.
All right,
it's just anime. It's just like it's meant for adults. It's not like Pokemon. But which I love Pokemon. But it seems pretty cool. So watch those trailers. It seems like it's very high action, a lot of violence and gore and shit. So it seems like it's gonna be pretty badass. Actually, looks pretty cool.
Blood of Zeus looked kind of cool to me. I honestly wasn't very impressed with Invincible. So
Invincible seemed like a Superman kind of
it's that was
skin over,
interesting.
reskin type thing.
But I'm down to watch it. I'm try it out. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to really hit on that. But just check the trailer out. It looks pretty interesting. So, you guys got any other final closing statements?
Thanks for watching, or thanks for listening. I mean, or / watching.
Hey,
thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.
Subscribe, tell your friends, tell everyone. Just
check us out on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube,
Anchor,
follow our Twitter,
Google Podcasts.
Help
us.
All right then.